Crouse.
To talk about the girl with the dragon tattoo, had you read the books before you were approached to star in the film?
No, I didn't. There was such a fuss about the books, and I thought, oh, everybody reads it. I don't have to. I stick to my Marcel Proust or something like that. And then they called me and they said, do you want to play Michael? And I said, perhaps. I was so afraid I should turn out to be a commercial junk, or more or less, you know. But then I met the director, and just in 3 seconds I found out that he's serious. He wants to do something serious about this, and he started to tell me about the stories, and I felt, oh, this is good stuff. Mm-hmm. So I bought the 3 books, and I read them, I think, in 1.5 weeks or something. It was extremely magnetic, it is, yeah.
Well, the role of Michael in the film, or in the books, I guess, is such an iconic role now because these books have been bestsellers all over the world. Was there any nerves attached to playing a role that people have such preconceptions about?
Yeah, it was a little bit like, that was the thing I was afraid about, to be honest, in the beginning. So I felt like, is this as to play in a Harry Potter thing,
Right.
Like, I had 50 million people read my script before we started. So, and then I found out, perhaps I can see that as a challenge. Perhaps I can do something else about it. Mm-hmm. Perhaps I can add something to it,
Now, was it always intended that you would star in all 3 of the films?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the contract, and otherwise it would be very strange.
Right.
It was a trilogy, yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit about why you think that these books are so popular all over the world, and now that the movies, because the movie, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, is already out in Sweden, right?
Yeah.
And it's been a big hit over there.
Yeah, everywhere, where we go, it's just hilarious, I don't know. When I see what it's in the books and in the films also, it's a little bit anarchistic in a way, that you can change your life, the society you live in, not by bombs, but with a pen or a cell phone or a computer. You can turn things to be better.
Right. And
that kind of that power you feel with it. When you read it, you go into this characterization as that Stig thought was so important for democracy, and because he had a mission about that. Mm-hmm. That was his thing, and I think that is the major thing. On the other hand, it's a little bit of our dreams, like if you could take this free sex thing as they have.
Right.
Is what we want to live in, but not with your wife. It's kind of what we thought were so easy, in the 60s and 70s.
Yes. Well,
and also it is that you don't judge people, because we don't like that. But we even do that every day, and that's one of the major subjects. Like, don't judge people; they can really surprise you. You can take, whatever.
Well, you really see that in the Lisbeth character and in Michael's character as well. But with Lisbeth, she has, I think, this incredible story arc that makes her such a fascinating character.
Yeah, she has this sickness of Asperger, and she's a little bit like a Lara Croft with a computer.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Yeah. Now, this is a very Swedish film. I'm talking about the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo now, but it's also very violent in parts. How do you feel that American audiences and North American audiences will react?
If I take these Scorsese films, they're very violent, and I think the violence you're used to in a way to see from films. What it's about, it's violence that is kind of a violence that you don't want to see. It's not 2 bandits fighting. It's violence against women. It's things like that we try to... Well, violence against kids also,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I really I was really taken with the film. I found that even though it was 2.5 hours long, there's not a moment in which I wasn't sitting on the edge of my seat.
Oh, great! Thank you.
Yeah. Now,
and I hope you don't have a bad back or something.
I feel okay. I'd sit through it again, no problem. Now, these movies, there's 3 films in the series, and they were made in very quick succession. How, as an actor, did you find that influenced the performance that you were able to give as Michael?
Can you give me your question again? Sorry.
These films were made in very quick succession. There's 3 films now. Did you find that the character of Michael changed over the arc of the 3 films? Or
He does, and he does it in the script too, because in film number 2 and 3 he gets more and more paranoid. Because he gets he drags into his own story in a way.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, I've heard, and I'll let you go after just one last question. I've heard that
cool.
that there's going to be an American remake of this film, which I don't really think is a great idea, I have to tell you. But who could you imagine playing Michael in an American remake?
The one I can see for myself is George Clooney, to be honest.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Because he has this... when he does things, I can feel that he goes into things not just for the money. He seems with his whole heart, and I think he has a mission in a way, what kind of films he chooses and all that.
Right. You know what? I think that's a good choice. I can see George Clooney in that role.
But, yeah, me too.
But for now, I will only imagine you in that role. I really enjoyed the film, and thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with me about it.
Thank you very much, and I hope you will like it over there.
Absolutely.
Richard Crouse.